WrestleMania 37. Normally at WWE Access, Mattel would be showing off their new figures. Access normally starts on a Thursday. So this is when we would normally first see those new reveals. There is no Access this year. So as a result, they're going to do an online virtual panel. Now, we have been here before. We have done this before. We've learned from the past. We've learned from our mistakes. And we're going to keep an eye on that virtual panel when it starts. I'll give you my thoughts, my reaction as things are being shown. But we are waiting for the slideshow. Around the same time, WWE.com always upload a slideshow, images, like proper professional images of the figures. The second that slideshow is available, we will go straight over to it. So in this stream, you're going to have my thoughts, my reactions. Obviously, we're going to be looking at the actual figures, the images, that slideshow. When it drops, we will be taking a look at that as well. Now, at the time of streaming this, I don't know when that's going to be. They've said roughly 10 a.m. Eastern, which is in, 3 minutes time. So literally a couple of minutes, and this virtual panel should begin on WWE.com. As we've said as well, around the same time, they will drop the slideshow. And the second that slideshow drops, we're going to go straight over to it. So everything will be in this stream. I am here till we have seen everything, right? I am not going anywhere. I've got no plans. Nothing is happening. I don't care if this takes 12 hours. I am here. It won't take 12 hours. As I said, this slideshow is hopefully not going to be too far away. We know the virtual panel starts in a couple of minutes. And the reveals are normally quite good for WrestleMania, in all fairness. I'm expecting to see some new legends. I'm expecting to see some new Ultimate Editions. Obviously, it's worth bearing in mind. And hello, everyone that's watching live, by the way. Shout out to Anna Dawes and Austin, Wrestling Logan. I think I saw Dak King around. Dave in real life as well. Drift Lewis, Jamie, Phoebe. Shout out to everyone that is joining us in the chat right now. But it's worth remembering that the figures that we are going to see are going to be based on about 12 months ago. It takes them that long to actually get the image and then start to make like a computer-generated version of it, then sculpt out a prototype, then make sure that's get authorized. Then obviously it goes off to get manufactured. Everything you're about to see is, not going to be that far away from getting released. So don't expect the new Fiend, right? Let's get that out there right now. Don't expect the new Fiend. I would be surprised if we managed to get that for Christmas, because it takes 12 months. Now, if they really rush and maybe a few techniques can be sped up, maybe a few corners could be cut, they might get it out for Christmas, but don't expect the new Fiend tonight. I'm sure that's one that people are really looking forward to. I've already seen quite a few customs being made of that, but I'm not expecting that. You've got to think back to about 12 months ago. So you've got to think back to WrestleMania 36, maybe Money in the Bank from last year when like Asuka and Otis won. You've kind of got to be thinking around that time, maybe Backlash, the greatest wrestling match ever. That's the kind of time that these figures are going to be coming from. Obviously, we're going to see a lot of legends based on before all of that as well. So there'll be loads of legends. There'll be loads of like current NXT stars that are maybe a bit more popular now. They do a really good job of mixing it up. I would just hate for people to think that we're going to be seeing like The Fiend or, I don't know, maybe we'll get a Dexter Lumis. I don't think I've seen a Dexter Lumis yet, so maybe we could get something like that. Anna Heel Doors says, congratulations. I really didn't know if you would make it. I had no idea what you was on about. Yeah, shout out to you, Anna. Shout out to you. For those of you that don't know, this is basically middle of the night for me. So, You always have to just change it by UK time, switch it by 12 hours. That's my time. So it's actually 3 in the afternoon here. It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So switch it. It's basically 3 a.m. for me. So this is absolutely middle of the night. I can tell you that I feel really good, but since TakeOver last night, I've had 2 hours sleep. 2 hours sleep is what I've managed to get so far. Seriously, 2 hours, that's it. But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm definitely going to have another little nap after this because we've got NXT UK Prelude coming up later. Another Volta match as well, which I'm really looking forward to. Tyler Bate on that show. Miko Satomura. We're going to see Amelia McKenzie as well. Not Millie McKenzie. Amelia McKenzie. So I didn't realise that was just a normal episode as well. I honestly thought it was like an hour long or maybe even 2 hour like takeover kind of a thing. But as I was looking at the matches on it last night, it dawned on me, it's basically just a glamorized episode of NXT UK. It's basically NXT UK that's just been pimped up. So I'm still looking forward to it. But yeah, I think I was expecting it to be a bit more. I was expecting it to be more like a takeover. So either way, we're doing it. We're doing NXT UK Preludes as a one-off. And then, of course, day 2, NXT TakeOver later tonight. Of course, we're going to be here. That's the big main event tonight, NXT TakeOver night 2. Very, very much looking forward to that. Mini King, hello. How are you, buddy? Mini King in the house. Mini King says, Days. I would love to see a Dominic and an Asuka. I think a Dominic, you stand a good chance with the Dominic, actually. He burst onto the scene around, probably well before this. I don't think they've done a Dominic yet, have they? I don't think they've done a Dominic yet. In all fairness, like it's probably later than like WrestleMania time. We probably are looking at like Money in the Bank Backlash kind of a thing. They have already managed to get out a Gronk, but of course Gronk was part of the build for WrestleMania as well. So a lot of the people at WrestleMania 36 played a part in the build for it. So we have already had some of those figures come out. Gronk probably most notably. And he came out a little while ago as well. So they were very quick off the mark with that Gronkowski. So, I think there's a great chance to see a Dominic. I don't know what they could do different for Asuka that we've maybe not had before, but a robe maybe. We were meant to get a robe before, but we never got one. I saw people saying maybe Ding Dong Hello Bailey. I mean, we've had a heel Bailey based on when she turned heel and she attacked the wacky inflatable arm men. I don't know when Ding Dong Hello started. If it's like 10 months ago, then you're in the ballpark. But if it's like 8, then no. 6, definitely no. So, yeah, we'll have to, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I really don't know what to expect. Very Irish potato. I'm coughing here. Hang on. I'm shocked that you sent a super chat and not said the word potato. Very Irish potato said, this is my final super chat of the year because I'm moving. Wow, very cool. I hope you're going off to somewhere nice. So shout out to you, a very Irish potato. All the best with the move, buddy. That's cool. Let us know where you're not super chat. You've already said that was your final one, so stick to your word. But where are you moving? Close by? Far away? Please respond. Lucas, shout out to you, buddy. Let me know in the chat, what are you hoping to see? Let me know in the chat, what is it that you're hoping for from these figure reveals. Still nothing. I mean, honestly, we've been here before. It sometimes takes a little while for them to actually put these things up. I've been sat here for like 20 odd minutes before, which is why I didn't really bother starting early, because they always say it'll be around about like this time. And then 15, 20 minutes later, you're still sat here and they still haven't shown anything. So I thought I won't bother starting early because I'm pretty sure they won't be on time. So it proves. But I've got the website open. So that's where apparently this panel is going to be taking place. So as soon as the link to it drops, we'll be on it. I've also got the Twitter account open as well. So if WWE tweets out a link to it, I'm on it. And of course, if you guys see anything as well, let us know. Because they might upload it to like the YouTube channel or something like this. So yeah, we're keeping an eye out. I'm not ignoring it and just chatting with you guys. I have got windows open, but unfortunately, it is going to be a bit of a waiting game until they actually upload the panel. Miss Clown 1 says, peace, love, and sexy figures. That is all. Shout out to you, Miss Clown 1. Hope you are well. Dodger Boy says, I would love Seth Rollins in his white WrestleMania 36 attire. Jude says, I want a new Sasha figure. Dana Brooke says, Jacko. Moda says, I would love a Brother Love bathroom figure set. That's from Money in the Bank, isn't it? Or the really awful looking Doink that they tried to convince us was Doink, and it looks nothing like Doink. Or how about Vince? How about Vince when he was in his office and AJ and Daniel burst him? I seem to remember as soon as they left and they were like, sorry, and they, straightened everything. I think he put on a bit of sanitizing. Maybe you could get a Vince and like a little hand sanitizer accessory. Yeah, that would be cool. Could you imagine, right? Do you remember? I don't know, like, obviously how old everyone is, but like when I was young, Ghostbusters was a big deal. And one of the big things that you could get was the station that Ghostbusters, worked and lived in. So I don't know what the building was called, actually, but you can go and visit it in New York. So you could actually get like this big plastic building and it had different floors. And you could have the car at the bottom, and obviously you had the pole where they could slide down as they went to the car. And, it was kind of like a playset thing. But as a kid, it was like the thing, or certainly one of the things that I most wanted. You could actually pour goo in the top, and it would like drip down through the building. The reason I mention this is because could you imagine if they made a WWE headquarters? It's really not out of the realms of possibility. I know it sounds crazy, but if you actually base it on that Ghostbusters station and have like 3 floors, I mean, I've seen play sets like that are like £100, and they do it for like Marvel, where you've got like a lair, an evil lair, and then you've got like a street above, and it's kind of like a playset thing. But could you imagine if they did it for the WWE headquarters and it had like the ring and Money in the Bank on the roof, and then like you've got Vince's office, and then you've got like another part of it, and then the foyer with the statues at the bottom? That would be so good. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. We actually, it was a few years ago at WrestleMania, they showed off like this massive entrance stage, and everyone got super excited. Everyone was like, have you seen that new entrance stage? It was huge. It was like this. Absolutely huge. I remember doing a video on it. So much excitement around this entrance stage. And then Mattel had to come out and say, yeah, we're not making that. That was literally just for the show. But there was so much excitement. They did actually ask people, would you buy it? Would you want one? And people were like, yes. The problem was, in order for it to work, it was going to be like $400-500. And everyone was like, yeah, I'm all right. I changed my mind. Like, this thing was huge. And they were saying, like, getting it shipped and packaging, blah, 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 blah. And the cost, and yeah, they just couldn't make it, like, work in any way at a good price point. So that's why they never made it, unfortunately. But they normally have, like, a really, really good setup. And they normally have some really good figure reveals. So I kind of feel like we're being cheated, that we're not getting the actual setup. But who knows? Maybe, I think, actually, last year they might have still done their little setup, but just like at their headquarters instead at Access. So I don't know. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they've got for us. Let's try and jump into the chat. Brian says, can I get a shout out? Yes. Shout out to you. Moda says, oh, days. What about an Undertaker figure with a coffin? That room with Money in the Bank was cool. Yeah. I don't know if they've ever made a casket for figures to go in. I know it's not very like Mattel friendly. I mean, Mattel tried to be like, a family company, and making caskets might not be like a great way forward. But could you imagine an old school Undertaker with like the Kamala casket? Do you remember like Survivor Series 92, Undertaker versus Kamala, and the casket had like Kamala's like body paint on it and everything? That would be cool. That would be cool. Any way that you can add an old school Undertaker into the line has got to be worth doing. But like a casket accessory would be awesome. I think Ringside make casket accessories, so you can get them, but it's just not something Mattel have ever looked at. And I know a lot of people might think an accessory like that would be too big for a figure, but they've added like commentary tables with figures. We got a commentary table with a Shane McMahon. I mean, like some of the accessories that we've had with figures have been stunning. Someone came with a door. It was either Bradshaw or Farouk. It was the APA. One came with like a door. The other one came with a massive table. So I don't know that a coffin or a casket is that far out, to be honest. Could be cool. That could be really cool. SummerSlam Seth Rollins, says Wrestling Logan 2. Dodger Boy says Alexa Bliss as a Sister Abigail figure. Do you know what I mean? That's interesting because that was at the horror show that we first saw. Was it Extreme Rules, the horror show? I don't know if it is the first time that we saw her as a part of that story, like with the swamp match. I mean, in all fairness, we may see like they're very good at showing us actually not just the final products, but like this is coming later in the year. So they could show us a computer-generated image of Alexa. They could show us a computer-generated image of the new Fiend. In all fairness, if they've managed to get that done in time, they will know that that is the figure people are going to be waiting for, because the Fiend is obviously one of their best sellers anyway. But so we might see a computer-generated image, but we should also see some like actual figures, ones that are like really like next week, you know what I mean, or next month or whatever, they're going to be hitting shelves, kind of a thing. They're quite good at showing us like stuff that's literally not that far away. Every single time, if you are new to figure announcements, I promise you, every single time this happens, they are just never on time. Never on time. So this is not out of the ordinary. I don't want anyone to think, oh, where is it? What's happening? I understand that it's a bit frustrating having to wait or whatever, but it always happens this way. Whenever they say, honestly, I could have easily started this 15 minutes late and I still would have been confident that I wouldn't have missed anything. Have you seen the new entrance? What, a new entrance stage? I can't say I have, no. Correction, Fiend is their #1 bestseller. Days, I'm going to make a custom figure review, says Core TV. Shout out to you, bud. Bad Bunny figure. That's interesting. Might be a bit soon. I mean, again, you might get a computer-generated image of Bad Bunny. He's definitely someone that has been around long enough. He's been at WrestleMania. I mean, he's done more than Gronk did. So, and Gronk got a figure. So, yeah, I expect Bad Bunny to get one. Action figure reveals. Yes, they are on the way. Dom15 says, this is annoying. A Rey Mysterio with a pop-out eye, says wrestling figure Danny. Yeah, I do like that. A pop-out, and you can just like pop it back in. That's very not Mattel. That's totally the kind of thing they absolutely, definitely would not do. So, yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath on that one, bud. A Molly Holly figure would be good. That would be good. I don't know that they actually get... It would be good. I'm not disagreeing. I completely agree. But I don't know that Mattel get told that kind of information. So even though she's gone into the Hall of Fame, I don't think that Mattel would have known. So if we are going to get a Molly Holly, then it's going to be by coincidence. I don't know that Mattel get given that info because of like leaks and, you know, everything being confidential. Because there's loads. I mean, like, we've spoke about this before, but one of my favorite stories was Mattel really struggled with that kind of stuff because the problem is when something happens, people want the figure the next day. Like, ideally, the new Fiend would be in the shops now. If there was a way of getting that new Fiend out, like, the next day, that's exactly what Mattel would want to do. I mean, figure sales would be insane, even better than they are now. So, like, what they've tried a few different things. One of the things they did was a few years ago, they actually said to a few wrestlers, right, can you tell us what ring gear you are going to be wearing for Survivor Series? And this was like around Royal Rumble. And they spoke to Bobby Roode, Alexa Bliss, and someone else, AJ Styles. So they spoke to Bobby Roode, Alexa Bliss, and AJ Styles, and they said, right, can you tell us your ring gear? Because we're going to start making the figure now. So when you are at Survivor Series, the figure will be out around the same time or just after. And they were like, okay, yeah, we can do that. So this is something Mattel tried. And if it had worked, I think they would have done a lot more of that. And obviously, by the time they get to Survivor Series, Bobby Roode is on the kickoff show. And he is wearing what he's wearing, but he's got a T-shirt over the top, like a Raw T-shirt over the top. You can't see it. So you couldn't really see his ring gear. And he was on the pre-show anyway, not the main show. Alexa Bliss didn't wrestle, so she didn't wear her attire. And I don't think AJ Styles wrestled either. So they spoke to 3 wrestlers and did all this work, and it completely backfired. Like, I remember AJ and Alexa having to tweet out pictures of them in ring gear on their, like, Twitter accounts. Like, guys, if I had have wrestled tonight, this is what I would have worn. And it was all to benefit Mattel because Mattel had figures in shops of, like, Alexa in, like, ring gear and AJ in ring gear, and it turns out that's what they were meant to wear. So, yeah, they've tried a few things like that before, and it's kind of backfired. I'm sure, like, if ever you get a chance to speak to Bill, I've had the pleasure of speaking to him a few times. He'll tell you loads of those little stories. He's got loads of, like, action figure stories like that. Miss Clown 1 says, a movement. Make a Miss Clown figure, add some baby oil. Yes, well, that would be wildly popular. All of our figure collections would get much sexier if we were to add a Miss Clown 1 figure. AG Game says, Days, I got distracted by this stream. I joined late to my class. Well, I can only imagine that people at Mattel have been distracted by this stream as well, because we are still waiting for this panel. I know I keep mentioning it, but like, I understand there's a lot of people out there that are, you know, desperate to see the new figures. Probably wondering, where are they? This is meant to be a figure stream. Why are we talking and not looking at figures? It's all because, and this happens every time, as we've said, they are not ready. They always seem to be a little bit late when it comes to these figure reveals. Normally, like, around 15, 20 minutes. We're actually at that point now. So we are now starting to get to the point where this is becoming impressively late. So they are actually starting to set some records here. But hopefully when we do get up and running, we should get some very interesting stuff. As we said, they do a very good job of showing us, like, figures that are almost out, the actual figures themselves, computer-generated images of figures that are going to come out way into the future as well. Normally a nice mixture of legends and current talent, even NXT talent as well. And as you've seen in the chat, a lot of people saying, oh, I'd really love to see Bad Bunny. I'd really love to see some other celebrities, maybe Dominic, who I don't know if I class Dominic as a WWE superstar yet. I probably should. I still see him as just like Ray's son, and he was kind of I don't know. I suppose he's in the tag team with him now, isn't he? I suppose so. I suppose he is a bona fide WWE superstar. He really should go to NXT. I know it's like a completely side issue, but I kind of feel like Ray and Dominic going to NXT would be awesome, because it's where Dominic can learn. Ray being added to NXT would be insane. Imagine Ray spending time with like Legado del Fantasma. I mean, like, they would benefit loads by... I'm sure they've spoke to Ray. I'm sure they've spoke to him quite a bit, but having him around, that's a different story, isn't it? Like, having Ray around day in, day out, like, you could just go and pick his brain anytime you wanted to. I kind of feel like he would bring a lot to NXT. A lot to NXT. I understand it's all about the future, but he's there to work with his son as well, so I don't know. Let's not go off on a tangent. We've got plenty of streams coming up that we can do that on. Cyndi Lauper, says DJ Steve OD. Yes. Talking of people that should go into the Hall of Fame, Cyndi Lauper, who was at WrestleMania 1, obviously in the corner of Wendy Richter. And obviously we got a Wendy Richter figure, so getting a Cyndi Lauper. Oh, hello, here we go. Here we go. Getting a Cyndi Lauper figure might not be completely out of the question, but either way, it has dropped. Ladies and gentlemen, 24 minutes long. 24 minutes long. There's a video on WWE.com. Now, I don't know if this is the slideshow. It's not. It's a panel with Sam Roberts. So we're still going to wait for the slideshow. What I can do, though, is if they do show any slides... Well, I don't know. I do want to show you the stuff, obviously, and I will show you the stuff as soon as we get that slideshow. But Sam Roberts is here, and I'm sure that we can do it so I can show you... maybe if I like pause the video, then I'll be able to show you any images from that whilst we're waiting for this slideshow. Little bit messy, but as soon as we get that slideshow, we'll be all right. Right. Let's turn the sound down. Right, so we've got we are underway. He's got a nice Yokozuna jacket on. Sam Roberts. There's Bill McKenna as well, the Mattel key line designer. So, as we said, this is going to be 24 minutes long. So, everything they're going to be showing off will be in here. Sometimes, actually, there's a few extra surprises. Okay. So they're talking about bringing in some other members of the Elite Squad. So Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae are here. So Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae. They've been involved in these kind of announcements before. Right, I know I'm just talking and you can't see anything, but the second we actually get to any figure, I haven't seen a single figure yet. The second we get to a figure... I will show it to you, but I'm just watching the video right now. It's a video rather than a stream. As we said, it's about 25 minutes long. We're still waiting for the... Okay, here we go. Right, Walmart exclusive Masters of the Universe. Stephanie. Right, so... Okay, you can pre-order these figures today. Okay, so here we go. You can see on screen right now, Kane. In fact, I should be able to make this a little bit bigger. So hopefully you can see on screen right now, we've got Kane, we've got Goldberg, we've got Stephanie, and we've got Ultimate Warrior. Those are Walmart figures that are available right now to pre-order, and I think they're all right. This line just hasn't really captured imagination. This line hasn't really done it for people. There's a nice Bret Hart in this line though that's being shown as well. There you can see, look, Bret Hart, and he actually comes with like swappable like eyeglasses. So you've got those figures that we've just looked at. Oh, hello. I'm jumping all over the place here. So that's the lineup of these ones. And I want to find that Bret Hart again. See, this is a nightmare when you're trying to deal with this. Oh, hello, is that Andre? Whoa! Look at Andre there and Hogan. That Andre is cool. Hey, that Andre is really cool. So we got a nice looking Andre. Now we're going into some figures. Look, we've got Mankind and we've got Steve Austin. We've got Bossman. We got Davey Boy. Oh, are we off? What's going on? I think we're off. I think things are happening now. Look at this. We've got China. And we've got Trish as well. They look nice. Always good to have China in the line there. We've got Roman Reigns, the big dog. Wreck everyone and leave. We've got a new Bailey. There's a new Bailey, a new Kane as well. New Kane, but it's an old Kane. Is that Silver Surfer, Rey Mysterio? Apollo? I wonder if he comes with Nigerian accent. Special accessory Nigerian accent. That looks to be Jake Atlas. Is that Jake Atlas? I'm getting Jake Atlas vibes from this. I haven't even got like the audio one, so I believe that's... Oh, we do get a Loomis! We do get a Loomis! Right, there we go. Johnny Gargano, not impressed that we're getting a Dexter Loomis there. But we are getting a Loomis. Wow, yeah, there's some really good ones that have been shown there. I went from, like, technical difficulties with trying to show you images of that Bret Hart from Masters of the Universe to all of a sudden we just started to get some really good... I think that's the basic line by the looks of it. So, and we are literally just getting started. We're still only around about, like, 4 minutes in or so. So, still 4 minutes in. If I could find if they would put up the slideshow, then I would go to that. But yeah, at the moment we're still seeing Johnny and Candice just chatting away. They're just showing that Dexter Loomis again. We got Damian Priest joining us now, so again, you're not missing anything. You missed 2 super chat stays. I'm all over the place on this one. It's going to be very difficult to jump into the chat whilst we're watching this. Right, Damian Priest has arrived. So we got a real flurry of figures there. We got a load of basics. Right, so Johnny and Candice have left. So we've just got Damian Priest. Right, we're going to actually see a Damian Priest figure right now. Damian Priest figure being shown off. Makes sense what with him being on the show. So Damian Priest looks like he's got some wrap, some like bandages around his waist there. I've always hated that as an accessory. It's come with a few figures before, that kind of... those bandages. I love the tattoo detail on that. It looks really, really cool. But yeah, the rib wrap has never been my favorite, to be honest. So there we go. Damian Priest on, and they just show us a Damian Priest figure. So far, you've seen everything that's been shown. It would be better if it was the slideshow, I know, but we're making this work however we can. And as we said, as soon as we get the slideshow, I'll just leave this video and go straight over to that instead. NXT is on Thursday. It's not showing the faces. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Well, fear not, my friends, because as you said, the plan was always to look at the slideshow. Right, we're just hearing from Damian Priest at the moment. If you are just joining us, we've had Masters of the Universe. We've had like a few new figures shown on that line. We've had a few new basics that have been shown as well. So again, they're still talking about the Damian Priest. There's a Damian Priest figure coming. We're 7 minutes into a 24-minute presentation. And as I said, you're still not missing anything. And there's still no link to the slideshow. I will show you the faces. Right, Elite reveals now. Right, Seth Rollins. Okay, so we've got a new Seth Rollins. Let me jump over to this one. There is the new Seth. There's a new Fiend as well with the Universal Championship. I won't go to full image because it'll cut the face off, as you guys have been telling me. So I won't transition over to full image, but you can at least see them here. We've got Sid Justice in referee attire and in wrestling attire as well. That's a cool figure. That's very cool. So the red is WCW. So what you're seeing there is WCW. We've got Triple H. That's nice. This is 1998 Triple H. Got the Miz as well. Whoa! Look at that Carmella. Look at that Carmella. I don't remember that attire. No, is that General Adnan? Is that General Adnan? It's Colonel Mustafa. Colonel Mustafa, which was, I believe, the Iron Sheik when he was like with Sergeant Slaughter. There was General Adnan, there was Colonel Mustafa, and there was Sergeant Slaughter. Wow, that's really cool. Thinking about it, I don't think we've had heel Sergeant Slaughter. I don't know if we've ever had heel Slaughter from WrestleMania 7. So to get Colonel Mustafa, hopefully we get General Adnan as well. That would be really cool. So a few elites there. Another Fiend, really good looking Carmella. We're going over to a Candice. There's a Candice. Candice, I don't know if she's just seen it at all. Yeah, hang on. Let me rewind. I want to show you this Candice that was briefly shown. There, look at that. There is the Candice that was just shown. It's just a computer-generated image, but this is... it looks to be like that was it. That was all you got. Just a fleeting moment of Candice on screen. That's a nice-looking figure, actually. So, apparently this is the first time of her seeing this figure. She hadn't seen it before. They've just gone back to it there, so you can get another look at it. And there is Johnny showing Candice this elite figure of her. I like that jacket. Yeah, it's cool. I like the jacket. Days, that Carmella attire is from SummerSlam 2018. That's cool. That's cool. Right, we're going back. We've got Apollo with the new US title belt. So that should be coming up in a second. Are we a little bit out of sync? Hang on. There, Apollo. So Apollo with the US title. Really loving that. There we've got Escobar as well with the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. I think that looks really cool. Asuka with a really nice mask. Look at that. That is a different Asuka, actually, with like the black around the midsection. Lovely face scan on that. That is awesome. Is that Warlord? That's cool. Roman Reigns. Shirtless Roman. Heel Roman. With the golden gauntlet as well. The golden glove. Which is really cool. MVP. I mean, we should have expected MVP, actually. But MVP, look at this. MVP coming back into the line. And again, you know, a modern MVP. Oh, look at that. The Rock. Was that Rocco? That's cool. That's really cool. And there is Mankind with Socko as well. I feel like it's been a little while since we had a Mankind with Socko. So that coming into the line also. That is very, very cool. That is very, very cool. MVP. That is definitely one that I should have expected. Okay, Bill McKenna just telling us that the Rock has got a swappable head, so interchangeable head, so you can actually pull the head off that Rock figure, and you can use it on like the Ultimate Edition. I'm not sure if that's something new they're going to bring into the line for all of the figures, but that's interesting. Right, we're going to go back over because there is a couple of other things on the way. Again, I wish we could go big screen here, but we can't, unfortunately. But there is some really good stuff on the way. Again, you're not missing any figures. All the figures that are being shown, you are seeing. And check that one out right there. Brett, the Hitman Hart with an old school chair. Look at that old school, like, purple chair. Hogan. Look at that crazed Hogan. Great to see Hulkamania Hogan coming back in. Look at the eyes. That is crazy. His eyes look absolutely crazed. So Hogan coming back into the line as well. Right, we've got the next legends that are coming. So these are just being announced right now. So we've got the likes of Brutus and Vader, DDP, John Cena, just about to be shown. Boom, there we go. Available at Target. Look at that Brutus. That is a great Brutus. Oh, there's a legend coming up next that I'm super excited about. Oh, I'm really excited for that legend. So these are really cool on screen right now. All going to be available at Target. And that is the one I was talking about. Big John Studd. Big John Studd was available before, but he was part of the Heenan family. And he never came with a jacket like that, like an entrance robe like that. That is beautiful. And we've got, we're moving on. We're getting loads of legends coming through now. Look at this. NWO, Wolfpack, Scott Hall, which looks really good. That's nice. That is better than nice. That is like a dream Macho Man. Look at this. That is just one of the most iconic wrestling shirts ever. And he's got the bandana. He's got yellow. I think there might even be like a chase version where he's in yellow, and then the other one is like pink trunks. So yeah, there we go. Look, Macho Man coming into the line. That is very, very cool. That is really cool. So really into this. There's another figure that's on the way that's very, very special. This is something I think people are going to be very excited about. Look at these. ECW. The first ECW TV Championship. Bam Bam Bigelow with the first ECW TV Championship. And a ringside collectibles. Mick Foley, Cactus Jack. ECW Championship Wrestling with an ECW Championship belt as well. That is going to be ringside collectibles exclusive. That is really cool. That is really cool. People have been asking for more ECW figures, so clearly Mattel have been listening. And there is the figure with Bill McKenna, so I don't think that's going to be too far away to get the pre-order for that one. Right, we're moving forward. We've got some figures that are going to be exclusive to Amazon coming up now. And this looks like an interesting lineup. Again, a nice mixture here of current figures and older figures. And in this line, look, we've got Six. We've got Randy Orton. We've got Christian. And I wonder if that will be coming out now that he's signed with AEW. But we've got Christian and we've got Johnny Gargano. I don't know if this was the line that fans voted for. I've got a feeling that fans voted for some of these, maybe even all of them. I remember seeing a poll for that Johnny that people were voting on. So Look at that. Wow, we're going to have to get our breath there for a second. We're seeing the likes of Big John Studd, Bam Bam Bigelow, ECW figures. Great looking Carmella earlier. We saw a Fiend figure. Loads of basics. New Masters of the Universe. All over the place. Absolutely all over the place. They are talking about some of the next figures that they're going to be looking at. And I think this is going to excite a few people because we're going to be talking about Jeff Hardy. And actually, I can't believe that we've not had this before. But they're showing the ones that were the options that were given. And this is the one they've gone with. There he is with the spinner belt. That is, for Jeff Hardy fans, they are going to be very, very excited for that. So, again, that's what they've gone with. Here, look, these were the options given for Hogan. 96, his Nitro debut, WrestleMania 9. And it looks like they've gone with, I'm guessing, WrestleMania 9 there, because it's obviously got the Winged Eagle Championship. So, and it's got the black eye as well. I don't know if you saw that, but he's got the black eye. And here is an Ultimate Edition John Cena. That's cool. Butterfly joints on the shoulders is the big talking point here. So the fact that the arms have got joints here and it like really comes in, that's what Bill's talking about. Butterfly joints. We are still going to look at the slideshow, by the way. I know this is coming thick and fast, but I am literally showing you the video as I'm watching the video. So we're kind of watching this together. So yeah, like we're getting some information on some new articulation when it comes to like the Ultimate Editions. That's something that we saw from a few other companies, actually, that kind of butterfly joint. So did wonder if they would bring that in eventually. We're moving on to the next Ultimate Edition, though. So we just saw John Cena, and we should be going over to the next figure in the Ultimate Edition line. And again, this one's going to be very, very popular, and it is The Rock. There you can see The Rock. Not much in the way of accessories being shown here, but you can see on the shoulders, just at the top of the arms, the butterfly joint where it can actually like move in. Swappable hands, swappable heads. Looking very, very good. Yeah, very cool. So in regards to the video, we've got 4 minutes left. That's all. 4 minutes left of the video. So a lot of the reveals have been shown. But okay. That's interesting. So they're going to show us something. Wow. So what he's saying about this is this title might not look special at first, but look at the side plates. This title will come with that Rock figure, and the side plates have been designed specifically for the Rock. So this is going to give them a whole new level of customization when it comes to the titles. So now, like, you can get a WWE Championship with certain person's side plates for the figures. So I should imagine they're going to have a lot of fun exploring that. That means that all the belts are going to have like hundreds of different designs because of all the different side plates. But yeah, that's kind of big news. Wow, and we've got some more big news as well. Oh, the retros. Wow. Okay, the retros are coming back. This is big news. This is really going to resonate around the wrestling figure community because the retros, based on the Hasbro figures from the early 90s, so popular. And people were devastated when they went away. But they're bringing them back, and they're bringing them back with two of the biggest legends, Mean Gene and Rowdy Roddy Piper. So the retros are coming back. That is awesome, awesome news to see those return. So Bill McKenna talking about how he's so pleased that they're coming back. and he loves working on the line that brought him into the game. And I must admit, they were my first figures as well, the Hasbros. Those were my first figures. So he says some of the things that you're being shown there might not be the final form, but they just wanted to show you what they're working on. So I got to tell you, there's some big stuff in here. I think the talking point is more ECW figures, the articulation on the Ultimate Editions, the side plates on the figure belt, the return of retros. I think there's some big talking points that we've seen here. And some great figures. Let's not forget some great figures. Sam Roberts saying this has been unreal. There's been so much info that we've had to take on board. There's a lot to talk about. It is a lot. So I think, are they going to give us a quick little recap now? Because this could be quite useful. So they're talking about, yes, they're going to give us a little recap. So there is the Masters of the Universe ones for people that missed them earlier. Ultimate Warrior, that's Steph. They're up for pre-order at Walmart. So these, I think, are up for pre-order at Target as well. The Legends. You can pre-order today the Mick Foley as well. The Ringside Collectibles. You can pre-order this one right here. Ringside Collectibles ECW Mick Foley. That is available to pre-order today. Right, so that's the big message. A lot of this you can pre-order right now. Same with these Amazon ones as well. Today. Right, so Johnny, I think, is just thanking Steve and Bill for all of these figure reveals. Hopefully that slideshow drops. I'm happy. No Bad Bunny, says Swordblade. Right, that is it. They've said goodbye. So that is it. Those are the figure reveals. Okay, let me have a look, see if that slideshow's available now. No. Not yet. I'll keep an eye out for it, but we've seen them anyway. At least we know what we're talking about. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on that. I really like, what's my favorite that I've seen? I really like, oh, that's difficult. I don't know if there's a figure there that's really blown my mind in like, whoa, but the Big John Stud was cool, but I already have a Big John Stud because I've got that Heenan family pack. So the Big John Stud is awesome. Great that that's coming into the line. I think the ECW ones, I'm a belt person, so I suppose getting those older ECW belts. Colonel Mustafa was great as well. I'm someone that always leans towards the Legends. So seeing the Legends was awesome. And also like the news about like the side plates on the belts. I think the articulation on the Ultimate Editions is interesting news. The return of the retros, I feel like that's the biggest takeaway. And I think that's why they saved it last, to be honest. I think the return of the retro figures is big news, which is why it's the final thing they showed us. We've actually got the thumbnail on screen. So let me see if I can just show you the thumbnail. It doesn't show you anything we haven't seen, but it's always worth looking at the thumbnail because these are the figures that they're, obviously shouting about, you would imagine, because they've made it onto the thumbnail. So the thumbnail for it, WrestleMania 37, Mattel action figure reveals. So the Macho Man was awesome, in all fairness. The Candice looking good, but it was just a computer-generated image at this stage. Apollo Crews, I don't know about the Apollo because, in all fairness, he's had a gimmick change recently. So I don't know that gimmick change was reflected in this figure. I kind of feel like maybe the figure reflects his heel turn, but I don't think it reflects his newfound appreciation for Nigeria. So, it was all right. The Damian Priest, obviously, they've got that on because they had Damian Priest on, so they're very excited by that. And also, in all fairness, he has recently been called up, so I suppose it is a big figure for them. Seth Rollins in the pink is going to stand out on a shelf, so that's looking good. I suppose, are we at Monday Night Messiah with Seth at that stage? Have we hit, is that Seth from Monday Night Messiah? Certainly the way he's got his arms spread out and the look on his face, it suggests that it is. I just can't think when that ring gear was from, to be honest, of him in the pink. It would have been from some point last year, I'm guessing. So we've got Seth Rollins, and obviously we've got that Johnny as well. Johnny Takeover, Johnny Gargano. So, boom. Hey, I didn't know this as well. I'm literally just learning this. Grammy-nominated rapper and producer Wale is going to perform Big E's entrance at WrestleMania. When did that get announced? I'm literally learning stuff as I'm here on WWE.com. See, that's what happens, isn't it? There's so much news going on at the moment that you can learn all the time. So there we go. Wale is going to be performing Big E's entrance at WrestleMania. I kind of feel like that's a talking point. So there we go. That was SummerSlam attire for Seth. Hey, that would have been, August? That's quite good, isn't it? September, October, November, December, January, February, March. I suppose we're at 7 months. I suppose we're at about 7 months or so. So I suppose it is the ballpark, but I'm still surprised to be seeing some SummerSlam stuff. I wasn't really expecting them to have got that far, but very good. Very, very good. The Seth is based off SummerSlam 2020 when Seth ripped off Ray's Halloween Havoc attire. Yes, true. Where amazingly he faced Dominic Mysterio, which just seems crazy now. Harley said, the only figures I really liked were the Asuka. That was great with the new mask. That was good. I was impressed by that. Bailey was good. I'm trying to think if there was... I think I still prefer the one that came out before, though. The one that didn't come out all that long ago where she was in yellow. I thought that was a good-looking Bailey. Roman... Mankind, yeah, they were good. Old Rock, Big John Studd, Candice LeRae. I feel like that was a bit disappointing. I don't know why they didn't do a Dominic, says Matthew. Yeah, I mean, when we were talking before, I was asking people what they wanted to see, and Dominic was the name that came up. And I must admit, I'm not too sure why we've not had a Dominic shown. But I don't know. I mean, in all fairness, would it sell that well? I'm sure people would buy it to add to the collections, but I'm not sure that there's going to be too many people racing to the shops to add a Dominic. But there'll be one that gets added eventually. Wally is going to perform. That's cool. I didn't know robots could do that yet. Austin says, I want to get The Fiend, Stone Cold, Kane, and China. Ivan says, I'm looking forward to getting these figures. Elite Squad said it was announced on Twitter that Wale is going to perform Big E's entrance. They're close friends, and Wale made Big E's entrance music. Pro Wrestling J said The Fiend is based on Survivor Series with the new blue Universal title figure. I want to buy it. TTV Viper said, what happened to the Ultimate collection with Nash and Hall? Ultimate collection with Nash and Hall. I can't say that I recall that. I haven't seen them be in an Ultimate edition. And was there some that were due that never came out? I can't say that I've seen any issues with. I mean, we've just seen some more Hall, so it's not like they're not under contract. It's not like there's been any disputes. So, I can't say that I've seen any issues in regards to that. Joaquin says, Days, did you see the Hogan with the black eye? I did. So that was kind of cool how some of the figures that were voted for by fans, and they showed us that Jeff Hardy look really good. I wish we had the slideshow. This is such a rubbish way of doing it. I wish we had the slideshow. But yeah, I really did think that the Jeff Hardy looked really good. That was based on him winning the championship, of course. And the Hogan from WrestleMania 9 with the winged eagle and the swappable heads and the black eye. That was very, very cool as well. The problem in the video is, like, you can't really stop and really look at the details. Like, you'd have to take screenshots, and it's just so much easier with the slideshow. James Chadwick says, I would love to see a 2-pack with Taker and Paul Bearer. That would be good. Alex says, I wish we'd seen an updated Alexa Bliss. Gavin says, how long do you think Volta will be the United Kingdom champion? I think it all depends. Like, Fast Fire Wrestling says that Ringside have took screenshots. There should be a slideshow. It's a lot easier with the slideshow. And normally it's up around the same time. So I will jump to that if they don't upload it in, say, the next 10 minutes or so. I will jump to Twitter and we'll look at it that way. To be honest, I didn't really plan on watching the video. My plan was to just go straight to the slideshow, which is why the screen is kind of set up the way it is. So I didn't realize it was cutting the heads off the figures as I was going full screen. So I apologize for that. Yeah, how long do I think Volta's going to hold the championship for? I think you've got to find the right person to beat him. And I think until you find that person, there's no rush to take the title off him. So I really like what they're doing now. It kind of feels like he's cleaned out the division. It feels like he's beaten everyone. So now it's just a case of you've got to put established names against him. You've got to have him going up against Tommaso. I don't know if you saw, but Rowan, Eric Redbeard, actually called him out or said to Triple H, I'll face him. Mark Henry wants to face him. You've got these more established names, dare I say, than like a Dragunov or an A-Kid. You've got these more established names like a Ciampa, like a Rowan, like a Mark Henry that now want to step forward and face him. I would explore that. I would explore that for a little bit. So I actually wouldn't be in a rush to take the title off him. I would explore him, going up against these names. He is actually competing in a few hours' time against Rampage Brown. I don't expect him to lose. I think the title's on the line. But who knows? He might not even be champion in 6 hours' time. I haven't... it's obviously all been recorded behind closed doors, so I don't know what goes down. And if they want to shock the world, if they want to shock and send a statement, they could do a title change on this NXT UK prelude. So we'll have to see what goes down. Days, I can't believe they didn't show 2-pack Ultimate Editions of AJ and Triple H. JS says, Days, I wouldn't want it, but I'm surprised we didn't see Otis or Gable. I also wanted to see an updated Orton from Hell in the Cell 2020. Kai says, Rampage versus Volta. A new Great Khali with a championship, says Sonia. It's been a while since we had Great Khali, actually. I don't know when he was last in the line. And what with, like, Superstar Spectacle and maybe a refocus on, like, India and obviously him going in the Hall of Fame, that's probably not the worst shout. Because Great Khali is a great-looking figure, isn't it? It's a massive figure. And, that's probably not a bad shout to add him back into the line. Apollo with the new US title and has a chase. Ringside has it up. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be going to Ringside, to be honest. I've got nothing against them. I just really want to look at the slideshow. But I'm being robbed. Days, does it feel like a big return for this weekend? I think there will be something. I think that WWE, it's WrestleMania. I think WWE have really missed fans. They didn't have them for Survivor Series, for SummerSlam. They didn't even have them for the Royal Rumble. So you've got to think that WWE have been planning on what they can do when they have fans for a long time. I don't want to build up excitement for no reason, but I mean, I really don't think the Raw after WrestleMania is going to be as big as it usually is because there's no fans. So we were talking about, like, will they bring up Adam Cole? Will they bring up Io Shirai? Are they going to bring up all these people, the Raw after WrestleMania? I wouldn't do that because where's your reaction? Where's your crowd? Where's that excitement, you know? I mean, you're just going to get fake crowd noises and I don't know. It's not the same. If you're going to do it at WrestleMania. So I don't know what they've got planned, but I would hope that there's something big. I don't know about a return because I really don't know who could return. I mean, Brock, Rock, Ronda, Becky, those are the names that I keep hearing. I mean, are they big? Rock coming out would be huge, of course it would. Brock coming back, I suppose, would be big. Becky, I don't think Becky coming out at WrestleMania is that big because she's coming back. Like, it's Becky. She's gone off to have a kid. She's coming back. And part of me does expect to see her at WrestleMania. So if Becky hits, I'm just going to be perfectly honest, I don't know if it's that big of a deal. It's a nice moment. It's a WrestleMania moment. But if that's all we get, I would be disappointed. Ronda would be unexpected. Haven't heard anything about her. So it's hard to know or say. I mean, I haven't seen anything in the way of rumors. I haven't seen anything in the way of spoilers. CM Punk would be the biggest, of course. If CM Punk came walking out at WrestleMania, which I don't expect. So let's get that out there. Definitely don't expect that. But if he did come walking out of WrestleMania, I'm just saying, would be... I mean, the wrestling world would explode. Actually explode. The Apollo just seems a bit useless now that he's got a new gimmick and an attire change. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. 5 minutes, and if we don't have this slideshow, then I will jump over to Twitter and we'll have a look there. In fact, I am going to even start signing into Twitter and getting ready for that actually happening. And then we can have a look at the figure images. One way or another, we're going to look at these figure images. I'll tell you who's quite good, someone that I really like online, and that is Wrestling Figure News Source. I'm sure you all go to them anyway. But credit where it's due. I think they do a great job. So they're saying that Mattel WWE fan takeovers are up for pre-order now. $19.99. Christian, Gargano, Six, and Orton. They're on Target right now. Retros are returning, which is the big news. New Ultimate Editions on the way. So that Jeff Hardy is going to be an Ultimate. I didn't realize that was an Ultimate because it didn't really have much in the way of accessories. It had a swappable head, swappable hands, but a lot of Elites have that. And the belt, and that was it. So I don't know if they're going to add any more to that figure. But that Jeff Hardy, just looking at what's being reported here, is apparently Ultimate Edition. So yeah, they're showing off. So they've put up screenshots basically. Screenshots on Twitter. If I open up one, I'm going to have a look at one. What does this look like? It's all right, isn't it, I suppose? It's all right. I suppose we could use these. It's just going to be a bind. It's just not going to be as good. I know this now is just a stream of me moaning, but hey-ho. That's what it is. This is literally just a stream of me moaning now. And in fact, they haven't even got all the images. The very first one, the first image that we see of the Masters of the Universe ones, they haven't got those. So that sucks. But, okay. Days, they advertised Raw during TakeOver, calling it the biggest in history. What? The biggest Raw in history? Honestly, I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if there was any big surprises in it. I mean, I suppose what they could do is, if it is a big Raw, could they look to end like the brand split or something like that? Would you need fans for that? Because that, I don't know if you need like reaction for that kind of news. Have you ever had a Rob Van Dam from ECW match versus Cena? I confidently couldn't say. I mean, that match is 06, and Mattel took over the license in 2010. So it is an iconic, and they made loads of Rob Van Dams. So I honestly, off the top of my head, couldn't say. I mean, Rob Van Dam, I'll have a quick look. Rob Van Dam, Cena, ECW. His attire in that match was very dark. Very dull, actually, looking at it. It's all just very dark. It's basically like, it's got like a raptor head here, by the looks of it, in red, and it's black with like grey. It's not one that I remember seeing as a figure, to be honest. Rob Van Dam. I know it doesn't matter if it's dull, because it's what it means, but obviously they like to try and make them as colourful and as bright as possible. And I don't remember seeing a dark Rob Van Dam with that. Yeah, I'm just looking at pictures of it now, and honestly, I can't see any. So I don't think they have. Don't think they have. Not that I can see. Right, let's have a look at some of these figures then, shall we? We'll go over, we'll use the slideshow. It looks all right. So, Masters of the Universe then. This is the Bret the Hitman Hart that we were talking about. And I don't know how people feel about these figures. I've never been a massive fan. I mean, what I will say is that I actually got sent some. And when I saw them, I was impressed with the detail. I felt that the heads were a lot better than what I was expecting. I felt like the quality of the figure was better than what I was expecting. But I think the problem I always have is that I'm not someone that's going to collect this line. This line isn't really for me. I loved Masters of the Universe as a kid, but it's such an old kind of crossover. It's such an old license. I don't even know if the cartoons are on anymore, or I believe there was a film that was coming out, but it hasn't come out. So I don't know. It's a weird one. I kind of feel like it's a very niche market. I think part of the reason why they do it is because Mattel has got the rights to both. They've got the rights to WWE. They've got the rights to Masters of the Universe. So it makes sense to just smash the two together. So, you know, we end up with these. And then they're not bad figures, as I said, but they don't really speak to me. But Bret Hart, I mean, clearly there's a market for it. They keep making them. So Bret Hart is coming into that line, and I think that looks all right. This is what we were saying. So do you remember at the start of this stream when I was having like a breakdown? So I was trying to make this work. This is what I was trying to show you. I was trying to show you the different kind of eye bands that you can get. So he's got like the pink and the silver. I don't know what that one in the bottom right is, but he's got the pink, he's got the silver, and you can see him there with whatever is bottom left, sorry, and then bottom right he doesn't have any on at all. So yeah, that was the image I was trying to find, and I just couldn't get back to it because they only briefly put this on screen. So this one is Junkyard Dog. So Junkyard Dog, part of Masters. A weird one again. I mean, like, this is so strange because Junkyard Dog, massive name in the territories and decent name. I mean, Rock and Wrestling, decent name in kind of the mid-80s. But Junkyard Dog's not someone that gets spoken about all that much these days. So it's such a weird one. Like, I feel like they have made a Junkyard Dog Mattel figure. They've never gone back and done another because I don't think the sales were all that great. I mean, I bought it. I loved it. I've got one. It came with like a really long chain. This was really cool. And you can see it comes with like a really long plastic chain here as well. But this is just like one of those really weird figures because this is a Masters of the Universe WWE figure in 2021 of the Junkyard Dog. I mean, when you actually sit and think about it, how have we ended up here? How is this an item that exists? So it's just very, very strange. And like, I don't even know what that blue spiky thing is that he's wearing because he never wore anything like that to the ring. But again, quirky. Sergeant Slaughter. which is cool. Obviously, Sergeant Slaughter, dare I say, slightly bigger name than Junkyard Dog to WWE fans. He main evented, obviously was a former champion, main evented WrestleMania 7. Why, hang on, why did we get as well Colonel Mustafa, but we didn't get heel Sergeant Slaughter? Like, maybe he's coming. Maybe he'll be showing off in the future. But that seemed like a weird one to get Colonel Mustafa, but not heel Sergeant Slaughter to put with him. But here we go. Look, this is face Sergeant Slaughter, and again, this is all right. This is pretty cool. He obviously had like GI Joe figures, so he's used to having like WWE figures, non-wrestling figures. So he was in the GI Joe line, and here he is in Masters of the Universe. So Sergeant Slaughter. So those were Masters of the Universe. Oh, hang on, a couple more. We got the Andre, which I loved, actually. I did pop for this. So this is the Andre Masters of the Universe figure, which I think that's great. If I was going to get one, I'd want this one because it's Andre, and he's a legend. And he looks really cool. So I really like that Andre. And then there was another image that was Andre with Hogan. So it shows you the size of that Andre figure. And there he is standing next to Hogan. I don't know if that Hogan's been shown before, to be perfectly honest. They may just be using it for size comparison to show you that this Andre is going to be so much bigger. But yeah, very, very cool. So those were, as we said, the figures shown for Masters of the Universe. Then we move on to Basics. And this is obviously Mankind and Stone Cold coming into the basic line. I don't think it was that long ago we got a Stone Cold as part of maybe Basic Series 100. Mankind going in, I mean, like that Mankind with that mask and going into the basic line, that is going to sell very well. Very well. It's just a shame they can't put like a little Socko in with it. Do you know what I mean? I can't imagine it would cost that much to put a little Socko in. So, yeah, I do agree they're very cool. Davy Boy as well. Very excited for that. Kind of a Attitude Era Davy Boy. Attitude Era Big Boss Man as well. So, a couple of names from the past there. And very cool. Yeah, I like them. Probably, I mean, not the most exciting Davy, but, you know, probably right that if you're going to go with that attire, you use it as a basic. Hard to know how that's going to do, to be perfectly honest, because it really isn't a very exciting figure. But then, on the other hand, it kind of is, because it's the British Bulldog, it's Davy Boy, it's a very different look. It's just him in jeans, though. That's the only problem. Compared to the Boss Man, who's got, obviously, you know, quite an exciting look there with the SWAT gear and everything. So, yeah, we've had that Boss Man before, though, as an Elite. I remember seeing it as an Elite. I don't know that we've had that Davy before, though. And here we've got Trish and Chyna. The belly button curse remains. So if you look at the Trish there, you can see the belly button indentation, which sucks. It still bugs me, man. They can do all these like butterfly joints for the shoulders, but they can't fix this belly button issue. And Chyna, I mean, Chyna coming into the basic line, that's awesome. You know, she's had a couple of figures now. Some really good figures as well. So it probably is the right time to throw her into the basic line. So getting some quite interesting basics. I think they continue. I think these are basics as well. So this is a really good looking Roman, actually. Why is it that the male figures don't have the belly button problem? Like, why is it that Roman here looks like he's actually wearing a t-shirt? Whereas with the women, it's just literally a painted torso. But I mean, it really bugs me. But here, like, this Roman looks cool. Wreck Everyone and Leave, based on SummerSlam when he returned. And yeah, it's good. I like it. Good figure. Bailey, good as well. Basic. So, basic heel Bailey. And again, yeah, big fan. I don't know that it's better than the Elite that came out. As I said earlier, there was one that came out of her in like yellow or gold. that was really cool. Came with like a deflated, wacky inflatable arm guy that got chopped down with an axe. But so this is just the basic version, but that undeniably is going to sell very, very well. Very, very well. And you want to talk about figures that are going to sell well? Look at this. This is going to absolutely fly. People love old school Kane. They love this look. Like I remember talking to Wrestling Shop, and Wrestling Shop was saying that like when it comes to basics, old school Kanes are always like the best sellers. People just can't get enough of them. It's just such a great look. So, I mean, like the epitome of toyetic. So doesn't surprise me that this is coming into the line. I feel like this is his look based on when there's an Elite that comes with the hardcore title, and I swear it looks just like this. So I think it's pretty much the basic version of that. In fact, I'm staring at the figure right now. I've got it on my shelf, and it is exactly the same, yes. Same ring attire, black glove, mask, full mask. Looks the same as well. So it's pretty much identical to that hardcore one. Maybe some slight differences on the mask design, but ring attire and everything looks the same. And then this is gonna like surprise a few people, but I've done a few videos where I've looked at Rey Mysterio attires. I've done a few videos where we've looked at Rey Mysterio kind of figures and what they've been based on, and I don't believe they've ever done this one before, but Jax have. You can actually get this Rey as a Jax figure. And obviously Rey gets like a lot of inspiration from like Marvel and superheroes, things along those lines. And this is Silver Surfer. This is Silver Surfer. He actually dressed up as Silver Surfer, and one of his attires was based on that. So looks like they're bringing it in for the basic line, which I mean, it's different. It's definitely different. I'm not sure that I'm a big fan, but it's definitely different. Right, let's move on. We've got more basics. I'm having to look at the articulation. Normally around the midsection, if it's got the kind of crunch in the midsection. If it's got the ab articulation, then it's an Elite. But yeah, this is Apollo. Again, I understand people saying not too sure about this. The one thing I would say is the face scan on this looks awesome. Looks really, really good. I think they've done a really good job with the face scan, a bit of an expression. I'm always a fan when the figures have got like a little smile or some sort of expression. Normally when they're just like really bland and plain, it doesn't really grab me, but I think this Apollo looks good. So they can easily adapt that for an updated Nigerian Apollo in the future. So a couple of different ring attires. I really feel like this captures his heel turn. I definitely look at that and see a heel Apollo. He's not all smiley, and yeah, he's got like a bit of a, it's hard to say what the expression is, to be perfectly honest, but it's certainly not a welcoming expression, let's put it that way. Jake Atlas. Hard to know what that expression is either. Has kind of like a Clark Kent impression. That's the vibe I'm getting there. Like, honestly, if he turned out to be Superman, I wouldn't be surprised. So, Jake Atlas down in NXT. And, yeah, well, I believe this will be his first figure. And, well, actually, first figures, because here he is with white attire as well. So, what a weird person to have a chase of. I mean, did they think he was going to become a massive star? Because, like, he's in NXT. We've got a 2-day takeover. He's not on either day. So, like, I don't know that we can say he's one of the biggest names in NXT right now. So, I don't know why he's got a chase figure. But who knows? Who knows why these decisions are made? But look at that. That's going to excite a few people. That'll excite a few people. Dexter Lumis getting a Mattel figure. So you can freak out all your other figures. You can just have him standing and staring at all your other figures. Really cool tattoo detail work on there. Obviously, there's not really a great deal you can do with the ring attire, but I mean, look, you want a Dexter Loomis figure? There you go. In the basic line, makes perfect sense. There's not really loads that you could do. I suppose you could add like a painting that he's done, a drawing he's done, maybe an easel. You could do something like that, couldn't you, if you wanted some accessories for Dexter Loomis? But yeah, I think basic line is probably the right place for him to be. Damian Priest as well. Again, I mean, it's only when you see the figures you realise how dull their ring attires are, isn't it? It's only now you're looking at like figures, you're going, oh, yeah, wrestling's quite dull when it comes to like ring gear compared to like the Macho Man and people like that. Like, here we are, and just like, one's wearing green trousers, one's wearing black trousers. But Damian Priest, as we said, big star, come up to the main roster, so very cool. And, you know, I mean, look, this is probably the biggest news. You can get bandages with this figure. You can wrap up his ribs. So there we go. Injured Damian Priest. So if you look at Damian Priest, you think, yeah, that's cool, but he looks too healthy. He looks perfectly normal. I wish he was injured. Well, don't worry. Don't worry, my friends, because he's going to come with some bandages. So you can have injured Damian Priest. So there we go. Mattel have catered for you. Now we move on to Elites. Sexy, sexy Elites. And this is, as was mentioned earlier in the chat, based on SummerSlam 2020. So it is Monday Night Messiah. You get those vibes from his face and certainly from the pose they've put him in. So Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins from SummerSlam when he faced Dominic Mysterio. I think that'll be a very popular figure. Great face scan, again. I mean, I do think the True FX is doing some really good stuff. They brought it in like quite a few years ago now, but honestly, these past few years, I think they have produced the best figures they've ever made over these past couple of years. I think they really do knock it out the park. That Seth's great. Fiend, I would imagine most people have got a Fiend that want a Fiend now. They've done it as an Elite. They've done it as an Ultimate Edition. Hard to know really what you can do because he didn't really change his look, did he? So, I mean, like, it's just another Fiend, really, with a blue belt, which I have we had before? I don't even know. I don't know if we've had him with the Universal. I don't think we had him with the Universal the first time. And then with the Ultimate Edition, it came with his belt, didn't it? So there we go. I mean, to be honest, it's just a way of getting the Fiend back on the shelves, isn't it? You know, it's just a way of, if you go to the shops, you want the kids to see the Fiends on the shelves. So you've just got to get him back into the line. So this was fun. This was fun. Sid Justice in his refereeing attire, and which was really, really cool. Sid Justice, we've had him as a basic. I remember a Sid Justice basic. Oh, I don't remember him ever being an elite. I remember Psycho Sid as an elite, but I don't, which is the same guy, of course. But I don't know that I ever remember a Sid Justice. So Sid Justice in referee, which is awesome if you want a referee as well. I mean, just one of the best accessories, that referee shirt. But he comes as well in wrestling attire, and Bill McKean said this is based on WCW, because obviously he competed in both WCW and WWE. And of course, Sid Justice was the main event of WrestleMania 8 when he faced Hulk Hogan. So, you know, someone that deserves an elite figure. Let's just hope he doesn't do a promo. Right, we're moving on. We've got Triple H based on 1998. So this is when Shawn will have left and he took over control of DX and kind of really started to make a name for himself. So 98 was a big year for Triple H, and really stepping out of the shadows of like Shawn. And this figure kind of captures that. And there's a variant, a chase variant that you can get as well. So it's kind of cool. Miz, I feel like we've had quite a few Mizes. And I feel like we've had quite a few Mizes that look like this as well. I remember this in red that they've released before. So I don't know. I mean, I think there's probably a place on the shelf for the Miz. He's a big star that you see often. He's always involved. Obviously, he won the title not long ago. You kind of have to think that, even those Miz's we've had before have probably been a little while ago now. So I suppose it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's a good looking figure. This is a great looking figure. I think this is incredible. It doesn't surprise me that like Austin 316 is excited for this, because it very much get Barbie vibes from it. Very much look at that and get Barbie vibes. So if you're a fan of Barbie, then you are going to love this. But no, I mean, joking aside, you're getting some proper accessories there. It's not often that you see like that kind of cloth good on a female figure. I remember like Miss Elizabeth coming in a dress. That was it. I can't really think of many other figures, female figures, that have come with cloth goods like this. Certainly not trousers, removable trousers like this. I think that's a great figure. I really do. I think that's a real highlight. So, yeah, I'm sure Carmella fans going to be excited by that. Let's move on. Here we go. The excitement is real. We've got Colonel Mustafa. I think this looks awesome. I think this figure, I mean, look at the detail on it, by the way. I mean, obviously, you've got the little curled up boots at the bottom, at the toes. You've got the jacket as well, which I'm guessing is removable. So, obviously, then he's in his wrestling attire. He's got the little hat as well. So, there's loads with this that I think is really, really great. So, as I said, I keep mentioning it, but I really hope we do end up getting the heel Sergeant Slaughter to go with this. And based on like WrestleMania 7 when he faced Hulk Hogan. Candice. So Candice, I think this is a good looking Candice. I like the entrance gear. It's kind of cool. I think the face scan is incredible. If they can get it to actually look like that, I think that's insane. Ring gear's got quite a bit going on. I don't know, man. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on. I like that. The hair as well, the colouring in the hair, I think that's really good. So, different coloured wrist straps as well. Swappable hands. Yeah, I mean, she's one of the biggest stars in NXT. Like her, Johnny, the whole Way thing. I mean, yeah, she deserves an elite figure. So, they've gone with quite a bright option there. Apollo's back, guys. Apollo is back. This time he's smiling. This time he's happy. That's because I don't know if he'd turned heel at this point. But, yeah, the United States Championship belt, the new United States Championship belt coming into the line. Don't know if we've had it before. This might be the first figure that we've had it with, to be honest. But great looking championship and good looking figure. And it comes with a variant as well of him in white attire. So that will be the Chase variant for those. Moving on, we've got this is good, isn't it? Swappable head. I don't know if I spoke about that at the time, but a swappable head. So you've got Escobar, and you can do the swappable head where he's wearing the mask. And really nice NXT Cruiserweight Championship on black. Of course, they changed the color of the strap. So again, I think that's the first time we're getting the black strapped NXT Cruiserweight Championship. We've obviously had it before on the purple strap, but this is on the black strap. And really good. Face scan again. Love the little smirk. Nice tattoo detail. Quite interesting ring attire. I like the tassels on the boots. Swappable hands as well. Swappable head. Cool. Hey, look at that head. Look at that face scan. That is like a tiny little Asuka, isn't it? Like, in a minute, if that started dancing, I wouldn't be that surprised. It really looks like a tiny little Asuka. The face on that with, like, the green coming from her eyes and from her mouth. If they can nail that, if they can make it look exactly like that, that is going to be incredible. That mask as well, with the gold kind of dangling down, looks awesome. That is... Look at the boot coverings as well, and the detail all on there. There's a lot. This is a deceptive figure. This is a very, very deceptive figure, because you look at it and you go, that's cool. And I think everyone will look at this and like appreciate it. But it's only when you start going, look at the like her top and the detail there. Look at her boot coverings and the detail on there as well, and the mask and all of that kind of intricate work that's going to have to be done with her face. All of that makes the biggest difference if they can get it right. They're normally they're normally very, very good at making the figures look exactly like the computer generated. There's not, if you was to compare the computer generated image to the final product, you're not going to find loads and loads and loads of examples of it being like a million miles off. It's normally there or thereabouts, actually. They normally do a very good job. So I've got high hopes that this is going to look like this. This is cool as well. Very, very excited for this. So Warlord figure. And I don't know what it's from, though, or when it's from. I don't know when he was wearing this attire. That's the only thing that I'm not too sure about, is what kind of era this is from. But I want to say like not WWE, to be honest. But I honestly don't know. I don't know if it was like on the territories, or I am just having a quick look on my phone to see if I can see anything. Powers of Pain. I mean, like, I've got him in the Powers of Pain. So, Powers of Pain were in the Gym. A really good chance that this is based on like NWA or WCW, and certainly Powers of Pain era for Warlord. We have had a Warlord before, but that's when he was a solo star, when he was like feuding with Davey Boy. And I think that was like around 92. I think it was about 91, actually 91, I think. 91, he had like a solo feud with Davey Boy. I remember them constantly fighting on like the pay-per-views that year. Even at like Tuesday in Texas, they had a match as well. But this seems to be like before that time. So, yeah, good. I really like it. It's always great to get legends in the line. Roman Reigns, Elites. This is sure to come with some accessories. It needs like a t-shirt, doesn't it? Head of the table, tribal chief, something like this. Probably needs the Universal Championship with it as well. So, to be honest, I wasn't like blown away when I first saw this. But again, deceptive, loads of tattoo work on there. Comes with the gold gauntlet glove, swappable hands. Love the face scan. Great looking figure, but definitely needs to come with some accessories. MVP was very exciting. Probably should have definitely mentioned him when we were talking about who do you think we'll see. MVP coming back. He's been a massive player since returning. A bit too soon to get him in his managerial attire with the cane and everything, but here he is in his wrestling attire, and actually this is probably better because for the kids, obviously they're going to want to use him in figure matches and whatever, and I think for those of us that are a bit older, this is sort of how we remember him more so. I understand this is based more on modern MVP rather than older MVP, but yeah, it's just really great to have him in wrestling gear, and like you can see all that tattoo. Because if you had him in his managerial like suit jacket, you wouldn't get all that tattoo detail. Plus the detail on the gloves, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. I love the face scan on that as well, because they have done MVPs before. Obviously, earlier, like around 2010, in the line, there's quite a few MVPs, but this one really brings it up to modern day, and I think that face scan is awesome. Few more then to look at. We've got The Rock, which got quite a bit of excitement. This Raw is War Attitude Era Rock. Great accessory as well, with The Rock on that sock, which I think was called Rocco, but because obviously Socko. But yeah, that's nice, with obviously the sideburns and everything. Some great accessories there. And of course, where you're going to have Rock, you've got to have Mankind, the Rock and Sock connection. And of course, there is Socko. So we've had that before, but again, always great to have it back into the line. We've probably had better Mankinds, in all fairness, but there's nothing wrong with this one. I mean, Mankind's a Mankind, isn't it? It's not a great deal you can do with it. I always preferred debut Mankind with the brown attire. That was probably my favorite Mankind. And they've done a few others as well where there's like some nice details on the tie. This seems quite basic in that regard, but hey, still does the job, so no complaints. I think there's a real argument for the figure to have the worst face scans being Bret the Hitman Hart. I'm torn between Bret and Macho Man Randy Savage. I think both of them have had really bad face scans, but honestly, I think I would probably go with Bret Hart as having the worst face scans. I don't know what it is about his face that just will not compute, but they just cannot seem to nail it. They've done a couple that are all right. They tend to be like, I think in the Ultimate Edition, there was like a Bret Hart head that was all right. One of my biggest criticisms has always been the hair and the way that the hair comes down over the face because it looks too thick. And I can't remember what I was showing the other day. It was on a watch along, I think. And I showed a Bret Hart, like the figure, what the figure looks like. And then I showed the picture on the side of what Bret looked like. And like Bret, as you know, looks really cool. And he does have a bit of hair over his face, but it just tends to be like strands. It doesn't tend to be that thick. But the figures is always like, he looks like the woman out the ring. Like, honestly, you can barely see his face at times. Now, they've corrected that here. And they've actually just got his hair straight back. So it looks like they've kind of acknowledged that maybe they've gone a little bit wrong with the hair in the past. But even the face here, I mean, like, if I look at it, I can see that it's Bret. But still doesn't feel quite right. I don't know if it's the expression or what it is. Still doesn't feel quite right. Like, I feel the real Bret Hart is more attractive than this figure. Like, I don't feel like this figure does it justice. The ring attire is fire, though. Can you see the detail on there? Like, the ring attire looks absolutely awesome. This, I mean, like, ring attire-wise, and I will say even the face as well, this has got to be up there with one of the best Bret Harts. This is really up there with one of the best Bret Harts, but still that face is not good enough. That face still has got to be improved. I still don't think we've had the perfect Bret Hart, but I would say apart from the face, that ring attire is fire. Like, there is so much detail there. I even love, like, the orange outline of the top. Looks really, really cool. Love the chair as well. Really old school. Awesome. Comes with shades, swappable hands. Couldn't tell you what, like, match this is from. I mean, it's obviously going to be mid-late 90s. But, yeah, I couldn't say what match. I mean, could it be WCW? It's not going to be early 90s because this ring attire is too adventurous for early 90s. So mid to late 90s. But, yeah, just great. But I still don't think the face is right, to be honest. Hogan, man, what is going on with these face scans? Look how crazed Hogan is here. What you gonna do? Yeah, that is crazed. I mean, like, it's pretty cool. I mean, he did look like that at times, in all fairness, when he properly was getting worked up. He did used to look like that, but I don't know. He looks a bit fat here as well. Yeah, I don't know what it is. He needs to go on a crash diet, but yeah, it's all right. I think the Hogan we had back in the day, the Defining Moments, was better than this, but I'll be interested to see what accessories this comes with. If it comes with like a really nice old belt and stuff, then I might still end up getting it. Right, we've got Scott Hall. I'm not sure about the face on this again. The face on this looks really, like, feminine. I don't know what it is, but if you told me this was Princess Diana dressed up as the NWO, I'd be like, yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. That's like, I'm getting Princess Diana vibes from the face. I don't know why. But, yeah, NWO, I feel like we've had better Scott Halls as well than this figure. I have no idea why this isn't grabbing me. Because some of the Scott Halls we've had in the past have been incredible. Some are like the Defining Moments razors, or I remember there was an NWO Scott Hall that I think was based on his WrestleMania 18 appearance. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This one, not sure. Not sure. Macho Man, looking good in the glasses. I was just talking about Macho Man and about who's had the worst face scans, Bret Hart or Macho Man. I think there's an argument for both. I think this one looks great with the glasses on. And I love that T-shirt. That T-shirt is beyond iconic. I mean, if you're doing the top 10 most iconic wrestling shirts ever, that shirt makes the list, in my opinion. Obviously, along with the likes of NWO and whatever, and Stone Cold, Austin 316. But that Macho Man shirt is so iconic. So, yeah, love to see it. Love the bandana. Love that ring gear as well. The ring gear is iconic with the pink trunks. So, very, very cool. Not as big a fan of the yellow trunks, to be honest. I know, and like this bandana, I don't think is as good. I don't think this is as iconic a look as this one. I think even the bandana here is like an iconic look as well. So yeah, for me, that is the version to get with the pink trunks. But I think they have done it before, so you might already have it. So you might want this one because it's different. So I suppose it all depends what you've got in your collection. Right, moving on, we've got Bam Bam Bigelow. This is the TV title, ECW TV title. It's kind of cool. It's kind of nice. I mean, it's obviously Bam Bam from a very specific time. I think people, when they think of Bam Bam, they think of the Flames, though. But we have had that before. So, obviously, you know, they're looking at bringing different things to the line. And I'm very appreciative of us getting a new belt and that ECW belt there. So I think that's cool. I think there'll be people that are excited by that. I actually think this is a really big deal, seeing more ECW figures coming into the line. It's honestly, I've been to Wrestling Shop and been sat next to Bill McKenna, the guy you saw in that video. I've been sat next to him for like days where I've just, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where we're just like talking to people at Wrestling Shop and he's talking to them about figures and whatever. And I've heard what people have been asking for. I've heard what people are praising and what they talk to Bill about. And a lot of people talk to him about EC. A lot of people talk to him about retros. A lot of people talk to him about ECW figures. Big John Studman, you want to talk about legends? Winner of the first Royal Rumble to be a pay-per-view. I understand Hacksaw Jim Duggan won in 88, but Big John Studd won it in 89. So winner of the Rumble when it was a pay-per-view, first pay-per-viewed Rumble. And as well as that, you know, he competed against Andre in a body slam challenge. He was part of the Heenan family. Probably didn't go achieve as much as he should have, really, in all fairness, Big John Studd. But, yeah, it's a name that doesn't get mentioned enough. We've been fortunate to have a figure of him before. As we said, it was only available in the Heenan family pack, though. So to get this one with, like, this entrance gear and everything, I think is really, really cool. This might have been the figure I popped the most for. Out of all the figures we saw, that might be the one that got me. This got me as well, though. Really do like this. This is Mick Foley. Really nice figure. And obviously ECW. I believe these are the tag team championships. I'm literally trying to read what they say. But yeah, I believe it is the tag team championships. Extreme ECW championship wrestling. Really cool boots. A different look as well for him. And, yeah, I really like it. This is available to pre-order now. I think this is him as Cactus Jack when he was in ECW. And you should be able to pre-order that now. That's quite a big deal. That's Ringside Collectibles exclusive, so don't expect to find this in the shops. You're going to have to go to Ringside if you want to get your hands on that. So that was a big one. Not many more. I know I've held you all hostage, but I really did want to cover these. I just wanted the slideshow from the start, but, you know, can't always get what you want, guys. That's what we've learned today. Jeff Hardy with swappable head. Love the swappable head there with the other expression. I think that looks awesome. Swappable hands, spinner belt as well. WWE spinner belt. I think looks really cool. This is obviously a very important figure based on when he was the champion. This is the pinnacle, really, for Jeff Hardy. So lots of Jeff Hardy fans out there, and I'm sure this is one they're going to want to add to the collection. I would definitely swap the head to the screaming facial expression. I've said before, I always love it when they've got like a real strong facial expression. Oh, right. This isn't the same Hogan, is it? This is so we saw Hogan earlier, but I think that is just an elite that's coming into the line. This is an Ultimate Edition from around the same time. This is Hulkamania Hogan. This is WrestleMania 9 Hogan. This is a really important figure for me because WrestleMania 9 is like when I'm getting into wrestling, like late 92, early 93. That is my era. So we've got the Winged Eagle Championship, which looks huge. I don't know if that's to scale. But the Winged Eagle, obviously he won that title by beating Yokozuna in the main event, and he wasn't even advertised. And he also had a black eye. And there was lots of rumors that he'd got into a fight with Macho Man. And honestly, I've heard conflicting reports. Some people saying that it was just an accident and it wasn't a fight that he had. But then a lot of people saying, yes, Macho Man punched him for real. Because Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth had separated and Hogan was helping Miss Elizabeth, basically. Macho Man didn't appreciate the fact that Hogan was like interfering and getting involved, and apparently he punched him. So rumors are that's how he got that black eye, but to be honest, I don't 100% sure know if that is a true story, because I have heard people saying it's not true. I have heard people saying that it was just an accident that that Hogan had, and that Macho wasn't involved. So and here we go. Look, we've got the Rock. One of the big talking points here is that shoulder joint, the butterfly shoulder joint. That was something that was getting a lot of talk. And there is the Rock and John Cena as well. I mean, these are just prototypes, so they maybe don't look very, I don't know, like finished products. But that's because it's just giving you a taste as to what's on the way. And what else we got here? We've got the retros, of course. This was left till last. WWE retros are returning. More information will be announced at San Diego Comic-Con. So here we've got Piper. We've got Mean Gene, which I think is really cool. Looks like that Piper's got a removable kilt by the looks of it, because it's got like two studs on the side by his left hand. So, and it looks like Mean Gene obviously is coming with that old school microphone as well. So very, very cool that retros are coming back. Have we got many more? Don't think, no, we haven't got many more. We've got Target exclusive Legends are available right now to pre-order. So just show these ones up. I mean, that's great, isn't it? That's great. That is Brutus the Barber Beefcake with the old school tag belts, but the silver tag belts, not the gold ones. So that's nice. Yellow and black attire. Really cool. That's like late 80s, I want to say. We've got Cena with the Devil Vince puppet. This is Cena from WrestleMania 36 when he went back, or whatever happened to him, and relived his career. So that is him from WrestleMania 36. That's an awesome figure, isn't it? Vader. It's Vader time. So Vader with the entrance headgear, the mask. Vader is such a great figure to make. I mean, I'm fortunate to have like maybe the ring gear we know a little bit better, which is like the red into the black, which I absolutely love that figure. This one's really cool though as well. That's great. Vader's just so toyetic. And then DDP, it's me, DDP. So, yeah, love that. Great entrance gear. DDP has been in the line a few times. And these are the fan takeovers that are available to pre-order on Amazon. So, yeah, people saying this is probably going to be the last Christian figure for a long time. So you might want to get your hands on this as and when it comes out. So don't know when we'll get another Christian, but looks like a good one. Love the face scan. World Heavyweight Championship. Nice looking shirt as well. Johnny Takeover, Johnny Gargano in superhero attire. I'm going to say Wolverine. I've said it. I've no idea if it is. I feel like it is because I feel like I'm seeing Wolverine in my mind, but I don't know much about comic books and all of that stuff, so I'm going to say Wolverine. But it's cool. I like it. It's a good figure. There is 6... as in the NWO, which is a good-looking figure. And Randy with the old school Intercontinental Championship. Not too hyped for that one, if I'm being perfectly truthful. Not too hyped for it. Pre-order graphics here for Ringside Collectibles. ECW Cactus Jack. Obviously, we looked at those. Elite Top Picks 2022. So, feel like we've seen some of these figures, but I don't know that we've seen all of the figures. I don't know if we saw a Ray. But Elite Top Picks Series 121. Well, there we go. So, the Ray in the Silver Surfer attire, the Wreck Everyone and Leave, the Bailey, the Kane, the Apollo, they're all going to be in Basic Series 121. So, there we go. I mean, those are all of the reveals. Nick Storm says, Daisy Boy, check the tweet I sent. It's an updated look at the new Ultimate Edition Cena. Let me have a look. Let me look. Because I am actually on Twitter. Did you tag me in it at all? Because if I put in Cena... Hang on. Wow, my notifications have exploded. Ultimate Edition... Oh, you did, thank you. Ultimate Edition 10 Cena figure in the hand. Don't look too far, your dreams are Cena in your hand. Right, yes. I mean, you can't really make much out in truth. Hang on. I'll show you what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this here. So you can see Cena. And obviously it shows the new articulation. The shoulder joint is the key takeaway there from that Cena. Well, from all of those Ultimate Editions, actually. So, yeah, very cool. Miss Clown One says, who remembers Super Ted? I love Super Ted. Alan Davis, shout out to you, buddy. Hope you are well. James Chadwick says, do you think there'll ever be a Steiner Brothers figure? I don't know if they're on good terms. I mean, all of these need to sign some sort of merch deal to sort out the payments and everything. So there has to be some kind of a contract, some kind of an agreement between them. And honestly, I have no idea kind of what relationship they've got with, like, the Steiners at the moment. I mean, I should imagine it's quite a turbulent relationship with the likes of Scott Steiner. So, Damian Martinez says, I've got 799 WWE Funkos. I don't even know if they've made 799, so I don't know what you've got, my friend. You've got ones that haven't even been released. We've got about 6 minutes. We'll stick around for 6 minutes. Get your final thoughts in. Miss Clown One says, lovely bit of Tapow. I mean, you've got to, haven't you, from time to time. Joaquin, I don't know if I did. I did hear that I missed a couple of super chats, but hopefully people appreciate that I was drowning a little bit during this stream as I'm trying to watch that video and pause it at certain times and make sure you guys can see everything I needed you to see and wanted you to see. And I fully appreciate that if people are going to click on this video, you want to see the figures. So, you know, that was my only focus. So if I did miss any super chats, I do apologize. But David, I've seen yours. David Extreme says, hello. Hello. I remember your old vids. I used to watch you so much. You should definitely still watch me. I mean, I would say I'm as fresh as ever. So, yeah. Where have you been? Where have you been, David? No, in fairness, it's my fault because, well, it's not my fault. I'm blaming China. It's China's fault because the pandemic went around the world and all the shops closed. So I haven't been able to do toy hunts, unfortunately. So as soon as the shops reopen, then we will do toy hunts again. Very much looking forward to that and bringing back a few figure videos. But yeah, it's just been as a result of that I've not been able to do what I've been able to do. Connor says, can I get a shout out? Yes. Shout out to you. Anthony says, what time are you returning for NXT UK Prelude? I think it starts at 8. I'll probably start the stream about 6:30. Probably start the stream about 6:30 because I really do want to get a couple of hours sleep. I've had 2 hours sleep since Takeover last night. And we've done a cheeky 2-hour stream here in the middle of the night, by the way, for me. This is middle of the night for me. So normally I'm up like all night in the UK. Right now it's like 5 to 5, coming up to evening time. So this really is middle of the night. I would be fast asleep right now normally, but I'm here slaving away for you guys to botch trying to show you figures. It's not my fault. They didn't drop that slideshow. This was meant to be so easy. We were going to sit down. There was going to be the slideshow. We were going to click through the different slides. We were going to have a laugh and a giggle. It was going to be wonderful. And it just turned into, like, at times, a dumpster fire as I was desperately trying to show you figures and pause videos. But at least we managed to do it at the end. Joaquin Uribe says, Days, the Bret Hart is from Survivor Series 1996. Makes sense. I mean, the ring attire suggests it's kind of mid-90s to late 90s. So 96 would make perfect sense. So, yeah, thank you for letting me know that. David said, it's my birthday on April 8th. Oh, well, that's today. Happy birthday. So it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you, David Extreme. And if there's one thing I know about David, he takes it to the extreme. Anthony said, will Prelude and Takeover be separate streams? Yes. Yes. I think there'll be separate streams because I think NXT UK Prelude is only on for an hour. So we'll end up doing like an hour and a half, but it'll be finished by about 9, which is 4 Eastern. So we're still quite a few hours away from Takeover. So I might try and get another little nap. I might try and get another cheeky nap involved. So I'm going to go off for a little nap now. And then I might have another little nap after Prelude. And then that'll mean I'm fresh for the main event tonight, which is NXT Takeover Night 2. And honestly, this looks like an incredible show. If you are going to be watching WrestleMania, don't forget we are streaming the watch-along this weekend. So you can join us. You can join the community. And we're going to have a lot of fun. That is going to be long streams. Both of them streams could be around the 10-hour mark or something like this because we'll be doing the kickoff shows. We'll be doing the whole of the WrestleManias. We'll be doing the post shows. We'll be sticking around for at least half an hour after. So, yes, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about, reacting to, getting people's theories on. So, if you are around this weekend, make sure you drop by, say hello, get your thoughts in, and they'll appear on screen. Eagles Lair says, Days, the slideshow is up now. Not really. I haven't checked. My heart did skip. I knew your heart would skip a bit. It did. It did. I've never waited for something so long in my life. Let me tell you. I've been waiting for that slideshow about as long as I've been waiting for CM Punk to return. Will you keep streaming when the pandemic ends? Yes. Yes. I mean, the thing is that I would watch the shows anyway. So streaming whilst I'm watching the shows doesn't change anything. What does affect is in the time where, I could go out to the shops first thing in the morning, because I'm normally still up like 9, 10, 11 in the morning. So I could at that time be going to the shops and doing toy hunts, but they've been closed. The shops in the UK haven't been open at any point in 2021. Smiths haven't been open. And here we are in April. So just kind of gives you an idea of how rough it's been. Miss Clown One says, I'll be working. James Chadwick says, can't wait for Mania. Zayan said, do you collect every WWE Elite Wave, even the ones you don't like? Do you know what? I did collect everything, but when the pandemic hit, I suppose we've got everyone's passion with figures is a little bit different. I know a lot of people that just like to collect legends. I know a lot of people that just like to collect retros. I know a lot of people that just like to get the modern figures. For me, I started just wanting the belts because I thought the belts looked incredible. And then obviously you get, decent figures with the belts. If someone's been a champion, they're going to be a big name. You're going to get a Hogan. You're going to get a Warrior. You're going to get a Macho Man. So I kind of, I was able to get the people I wanted, but I was able to get the belts as well. And of course, after a while, you start to see figures that don't come with belts that you just have to get, like Rowdy Roddy Piper. I mean, how are you not buying a Rowdy Roddy Piper? So, of course, I bought that then. And so on, so on, so on. And yeah, before you know it, I got to the point where I was just getting them all. I was just getting them all because you just get into a habit and a routine and you start to have a budget and you're like, I need to put so much money aside for this month's figures. And you don't even really think about it. You just got to get it to add it to the collection and so it goes. And plus also where I was toy hunting, being there and showing off all the new stuff and the excitement of finding it. How do you then just walk away? Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't just walk away after oh guys, they've got it. It's here. Yeah, right. Let's go. I couldn't do that. So, but the thing with the pandemic is I don't really buy so much online. I've bought from Wrestling Shop in the past, but I'm not someone that shops online really for figures. I love the thrill of finding them in the shops. I always have. And that's why I think the toy hunts are always so popular, because it's always so exciting when you actually find them in the shops. So because I've not been able to do toy hunts, I've not really been getting figures. And there are so many that I've missed now. There are so many that I'm behind on. Loads that I really, really wanted as well. So many that I don't have. It's kind of I feel a little bit out of it now, if I'm being perfectly honest. I love the figures. I love the figure community. I plan on coming back and doing toy hunts and kind of starting up getting figures again, if you will. But yeah, sadly, I would say during the pandemic period, I've really missed out on a lot. So I don't know. I suppose I need to sit down, get a bit of a list together. Maybe I should just buy some offline, but it's not the same. It's not the same. When it comes in the post, it's not the same as going to a shop and they don't have it. And then you go to a different shop and there it is. Or you go one day and they don't have it. You go next week and there it is. Nothing can compare to that. I do think part of the appeal is that I'm quite old school. I just imagine kids coming through now just have no idea what I'm on about. Kids now are like, whatever, boomer. Whatever, boomer. I place my order and I get it from Amazon. Done. Bish, bash, bosh. Lovely stuff. Or I get it from Ringside Collectibles. But yeah, I've always been someone that's enjoyed the thrill of going to a shop. Days, what if Roddy and Bobby help Kyle? They could do. I don't know. I'm wearing a unicorn headband. Amazing. David Faith says the toy hunts are popular because you make them fun. David, thank you, my friend. Really appreciate the support and the kind words. It's easy to have fun with them when you're having fun. I mean, that's as simple as it comes down to. When it comes to the toy hunts, they are still my favorite videos to make because it's still my favorite thing to do. To go to the shops and actually try and find, I would love to try and find that new British Bulldog figure or newish British Bulldog figure. So if I was to go in and it would be there, I mean, that excitement is real. So it's very easy to kind of have fun with it, get excited with it, because I genuinely enjoy doing them. So yeah, they always say, don't they, that the stuff that you really enjoy doing, like, is always your best stuff. And I think that kind of shows through on the toy hunts in particular. But we have loads of fun on, like, the watch-alongs. I mean, I wouldn't change the watch-alongs for a world either. I mean, it's great, like, that we've built up a little community. It's very different because obviously with the toy hunt, like, I see a few comments, like, well, the comments, and you see a few similar names and whatever. But I don't know that you can quite build up that same relationship as you can where, like, it's a back and forth conversation like the watch-alongs. So I definitely think these have brought something very different to the channel and much needed during the pandemic in particular. But yeah, I think the future for the channel will be juggling both. So yeah, we'll see. Days, there are cutouts of people in the stadium stands. That's cool. They did that for the Super Bowl, didn't they? So the Super Bowl, I believe, had cutouts. And then it had people in the crowds as well. So it looks like WWE have taken a leaf out of that book. But, I mean, look, at just non-stop news at the moment when it comes to WrestleMania. So, yeah, we'll see what breaks over the next few hours. And I'm sure we'll talk about it in the NXT UK prelude that we're going to be doing in just a couple of hours' time. So we will be back, my friends. So big thank you to everyone that joined us. I know this was a strange time for us to be streaming, but obviously, you know, we're a slave to whenever they drop this information. But we got there in the end. I feel like we managed to save it with those Twitter images right at the end so that we could have a proper look at the figures. Some good stuff, some interesting stuff, well worth looking at. Some interesting news there. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the return of the retros and to get some more legends in the line as well. So, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate the support as always. Have a great evening or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see some of you in a few hours' time for NXT UK Prelude. Bye for now.